Hi, this is Brass Check, and we thought we would give you some background on the New York City bombing since the lame news media, as usual, is unable to do anything. First, just some perspective on where it took place. This is probably a question a lot of people have in their mind. New York City's a big place. West 23rd Street's a major cross avenue in the city, number one. I never heard anybody mention that on CNN or any of the other channels. Number two, where it took place is about a block west of Madison Square Park, not Madison Square Garden, but Madison Square Park, which is a very nice park on 23rd Street between 23rd and 27th. A place called Shake Shack is there. A place called Eataly is there. The Lego store is there. It's a very popular area during the work week. A lot of people on the street, and certainly on a Saturday night, a lot of people on the street. So this took place in an area probably more crowded than just about any other urban environment in the United States of America. I mean, there's a lot of crowded areas in New York City, and 23rd Street is definitely one of them. It's trivia, but no one mentioned this took place about the 27th Street device was found a block and a half away from Chelsea Clinton's apartment. Now, that doesn't really mean anything or matter, but just thought that would be some interesting perspective. But here's the thing, the reason that we're recording this today. The police knew very, very, very early on that they had found a second device on 27th Street. The bomb that went off on 23rd, and then literally immediately up on 27th, roughly in the same part of the block, they found a second bomb. And they knew this very early. It took them hours and hours and hours to show the picture of the device to the public. They were doing press conferences. They were tweeting. They were making Facebook posts. They were doing all kinds of stuff, everything except giving the people in New York City that night the most pertinent information on earth. Here's what we found. If you see something like this, let us know. Now, if you ever go to New York City, especially if you're in the subway, you can't turn in any direction without seeing 5 to 10, if you see something, say something signs. They're everywhere. They are literally everywhere. They're on the floor, they're on the ceiling, they're on the walls, they're everywhere. By the way, nobody uses them. You know, in terms of advertising compared to response from the public, it's probably the worst advertising campaign in the history of the universe, but that's another story. So if we see something, we're supposed to say something. If they know that there is a specific bomb type that has been found on a street in Manhattan, they don't tell you squat. They take their sweet time getting that photograph out to the public. My estimation is it took over 10 hours from the time they found it to the time they put a picture of it on the internet. Why? Late at night, again, hours and hours after they found it, a reporter called into CNN and said that he'd seen the picture, but was told he couldn't share it with the public. Really? This is keeping the public safe? I think it's bullshit. But what we did have were lots of cars, lots of patrol cars driving around and around with their sirens blaring all night. Did that really help things? So on the one hand, you have people being terrorized with sirens going on and off all night long, purposelessly. On the other hand, you have the police withholding the most important information of the night, which is we found a device on 27th Street. Here's what it looks like. If you see anything that looks like this, stay away from us and let a policeman know right away. They didn't do that. And you know what? They're still not doing that. You have to, I mean, I think, luckily, I think the average person has enough common sense. If they've seen the photo, they will do that. But since we're always being told if we see something, say something, why not a little media campaign that says if you see something that looks like this, let us know? No, they're not bothering to do that. I will also note that the bombing took place, the bomb went off at 8:30, and by 11:30, the whole football team, I mean, every law enforcement guy in the universe managed to make it to the press conference. All suited up for his TV moment. I'm not saying that means anything. That's just the chronology. So bomb goes off 8:30. They find the second bomb shortly thereafter. They have their press conference at 11:30. They don't tell anybody anything. It's already late into the night, Saturday night, with most people going to sleep, and they still haven't told anybody that they found this specific device. So you tell me what's going on. We have some photos or a video and a link below to give you some perspective on bombings that come out of nowhere.